It's been about 3 months since we upgraded our electrical system and added solar and our inverter and our batteries. So today let's talk about the good, let's talk about the bad, and let's talk about the ugly. Hey guys, my name's James.
And I'm Ashley.
Last year we sold our house and we're traveling across the country with our kids.
Hi, my name's Goose, and this is Maverick. Come join us!
Good morning, guys. We just finished bringing in our slides, hence why it feels super cramped in here, but I am so excited about today. Today we are going to our first official full-time families meetup rally. Not only that, but it is a boondocking rally, so we get to put our whole electrical battery solar setup to the test again. And the thing I'm really excited about is we're gonna check out some other people's setups, hopefully, see what they got going on. Because to be honest, from some of the photos I've seen, their systems will put ours to shame. But with egos aside, I am excited because we're gonna make some new friends, meet up with some old friends, and most importantly, Goose and Mav are gonna have some kids to play with.
Solar, baby. Let's talk about sun UVs.
For those of you that don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago, we installed some Battleborn batteries, some Zamp solar panels, Victron inverter, and wired it all integrated into our system. So we can flip a switch and everything in the trailer, for the most part, is powered up. And let me tell you, it has been a game changer. First off, guys, let's talk a little bit about how this new setup has just completely 180'd the way we do RVing.
So when we first started, I was a little nervous to not be in an RV park. I like having power. Call me crazy.
And there is something to be said about having unlimited water. That is nice.
Yes, that's our new, oh crud. But I didn't really like the idea of boondocking. Our biggest boondocking ventures were like Walmart's and
rest stops
while we were on our way to some other point. And it was always like, oh, we have another rest stop. We have a travel day. I'm not going to get my coffee. And it was, for me, not pleasant.
I mean, for those of you that have done any RVing, when you don't have any sort of an inverter or anything like that, you are limited to your 12-volt power. So you can flip on your lights and you can run the water pump. And that's about it.
Well, you can run your stove too.
Yeah, well,
so I mean, I could have made hot water. This experience has been completely different. Like, we'll wake up in a rest stop and I'll be like, give me a minute. I need to finish my coffee. So, and I need another.
It basically feels like you're at an RV park that is partial hookups. So if you ever been to an RV park, if they don't have water or sewer, you just fill up on your water and then you hook up to power and you have unlimited power. Yeah. That's kind of how it feels with our new setup. Is like, we got to be careful about our water usage.
Yes, that's like the new fear.
But for the most part, we can do anything with the power. We can run the microwave, we can charge computers, we can charge our cameras, we can charge everything, cell phones. We just can't run our air conditioner.
Yeah.
We could if we got a soft start. I know a lot of you might say get a soft start, you can run the AC, but even then we wouldn't be able to run it for very long with 300 amp hours.
I mean, when we get into the hotter states, maybe we'll be like, dear Lord Almighty, I need a soft start. But at this point in time,
we're just following the weather. The entire first year we did RVing, we maybe boondocked, other than Walmart's and rest stops, 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, actually happy 1 year boondocking anniversary.
1 year ago today, give or take a week, we were here in Quartzsite for the RV show. Just after the RV show, we didn't even know it was a thing until it was going on, and by the time we got here, it was over. But that's when we first dipped our toe in to the boondocking world, and we got out here in this amazing wide open space where you can go dirt bike riding straight from your trailer. You have a huge community of fellow like-minded people around you.
And while he's dirt biking and one is asleep and the other's usually with him, I'm outside reading my book.
Drinking a glass of wine. Hey, don't lie.
Usually coffee at that point.
Look at your shirt.
I don't know what he's talking about.
But it was like, that was like a light bulb moment for us. It was like, this is incredible. This is what RVing is about. You see all the Instagram pictures on these remote, amazing, crazy places, and now we can go there like that. So from that point a year ago, we're like, okay, we need to figure out how to do this more often, because you can do boondocking. Actually, that's a good segue. You do not need this kind of setup. You do not need to drop this kind of money in order to do boondocking. Like I said, after that aha light bulb moment, we started trying to take advantage of boondocking spots as much as possible. We had a $300 generator. It was big, it was loud, but it allowed us to go out and experience these places. I'll maybe link up a couple of our videos where we went boondocking early on, and it was still incredible. I had my dirt bike out here on these lands. I think the Mojave Desert, I think, is one of them that we did in California.
We did a little in Georgia.
In Georgia, it was, or even if you're at a campground that has no hookups, it's a good dipping your toe into testing out what boondocking is. So if you have that inkling, like, oh, that would be awesome, don't let don't feel like you have to wait until you have the money to install lithium batteries and solar and a huge inverter, because it makes life easier and more enjoyable. It takes out the fatigue of RVing, but you can still get out there and do it with a cheap $300 generator and have just as much fun.
Yeah. I don't have battery anxiety anymore. Like, I'm not like, oh dear goodness, will we be able to bring in the slides, pull up the jacks, without having to lift the like 5,000 pound generator.
When we just had the one lead acid 12 volt battery, we were so worried about it, to the point, like you're saying, like, are we gonna be able to bring in the slides? Are we gonna be like, did we accidentally leave an LED light on? Is that gonna drain all of our battery?
Yeah, if Goose would leave a battery on. If Goose would leave her light on in her bedroom on a travel day, you can guarantee we were not gonna be doing anything.
Yeah, it was a little bit more, a good word for it, anxiety. We had battery anxiety. That was a great example. So that has been relieved with this new setup. Real quick, I'm gonna just drop the tech specs for any of you wondering. We have 3 of the 100 amp hour Battleborn batteries, so that gives us 300 amp hours. We have the Victron Multiplus 3000, so we have 3,000 watts of power wired directly into the breaker of the RV, so it feeds all of our outlets and everything. And then we have 2 170 watt Zamp solar panels on the roof. If you want to see more,
I feel like I need to add a little here, because I'm just like, yes. We have 2 batteries just come on. Try that again. And go.
Beep.
Yeah. So those of you who don't understand, we have 3 Battleborn batteries, we have a little flippy switchy thing, and we have 2 solar panels up on our roof.
If you guys want more details about that install
and a little
and the
panel
tech
that tells
specs,
us how much.
check out the iCard right there, and I'll link up our install videos. It's not all sunshines and roses.
Sunshines? We have more than one sun.
Yeah.
You guys start RVing, you get 2.
We get lots of solar with multiple suns. Anyway, it's not all perfect and amazing. There are some cons to the setup, so we wanted to let you guys know. I think we touched on it earlier. One of the biggest cons is we don't have battery fatigue anymore, but we have water fatigue, is a good way to say it. Like, when you are out boondocking for a week and a half, you start to run out of water, or you start to fill up your gray tanks and your black tanks. And so that would be our next, our biggest con, I think. Do you agree?
Yeah. You guys are lucky sometimes that there's not like smell-o-vision.
Now, there are some ways to help with that, such as you could get a blue boy for dumping your gray tanks and whatnot, and you can do what we do and get some of those gallon jugs, or maybe even a big 30 or 40 gallon water bladder, so you could fill up your fresh tank and have water on an ongoing basis. I've seen lots of different things here in Quartzsite on how people have made extended boondocking work. So there are workarounds, but just know that if you get this, there are some cons. What would you say another con is other than the water fatigue?
Cloudy day fatigue. We had that the other day where we were like, nerds. And we
Yeah.
actually had to pull out the generator.
You could have like 2,000 watts of solar on your roof, and if there's no sun, you're not going to be getting any power. So it is nice to have a little generator to help on those days.
Yeah.
If you have beautiful sunny days, you could go extended periods of time with that. Or if you had, 10 of the Battleborn batteries, you would have enough in your bank to last you a long time. But with the 3 batteries and the 2 panels,
And the amount of coffee we drink.
True. If we have a day without sun, we need to bust out the generator. We'll run out of power by the end of the day, or at least get very low to where we won't have any power in the morning. So
Yeah.
that is another con. On that note, one of the things I would love to do is upgrade our solar panels and basically double the amount of solar we have up there. So go from 2 of the 170 watt panels to 4, and that would make days like this basically be twice as productive. So that would be huge. But again, if it's not sunny, it doesn't matter how much solar you have, you're not going to have any power.
Yeah.
So I think that's con number 2 is no sun, no power.
Yeah.
Any other cons? I mean, those are the 2
major things like that, like our water.
I guess the third one could be, depending on the size of your inverter, like we have a 3,000 watt inverter, we can't run anything over 3,000 watts. So like our air conditioner, with a soft start, we could probably oh my goodness. With a soft start, we could probably run 1 of our air conditioners, but if you have 2 or 3, you're gonna need a lot more power, so you might need to get 2 of those Multipluses, or maybe if you even have only a 1,000 watt inverter, you wouldn't even be able to do your AC unit on a soft start. So there are cons to that where you can run most things, but not absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Tell me what's this all about as you sail away from port on the vague and stormy path of a life without a shore. It's just all chaos and blur as we're throwing overboard everything that we acquired in our lifelong quest for more. Now our currency is time, and we finally come round to accounting life by moments and mutiny from the mountain.
But enough about the tech specs. Let's talk about what this system has allowed us to do. What has been some of the favorite places that we've been able to go because of this new setup?
I loved Zion. Like the little lake, creek thing, the beachy sand.
The
Just
BLM
us.
land we stayed at
Yeah,
outside of
like,
Zion itself.
Not having neighbors directly across from you.
That was an awesome
amazing.
campsite. That was gorgeous. And it was, like you said, 15, 20 minutes outside of Zion. That was cool. But I think my favorite, honestly, was going to Moab, if you couldn't have guessed.
I'm guessing that's because you could.
Well, also, not only could we dirt bike, or you could put your razors, whatever, directly from your trailer there, but there was just so much right next to it. We were there for almost a month, did not pay a dime to park there. It's completely free BLM land, and it was 10 minutes from Arches. It was 15 minutes from the town of Moab, which had parks
Like
and restaurants
5 minutes
and things.
from Moab Giants.
Yeah,
It was
right next to that, and then
amazing.
25, 30 minutes from Canyonlands and Dead Horse.
yeah.
So much directly from this
That's true.
spot, and we didn't pay a dime. So crazy, I love it. And we were there for almost a month. We only had to dump once during the middle of it. We were able to bring water in to sustain ourselves. We did have to run our generator every now and then to keep our batteries going up, like I said. But the new setup, like that, I love that. Like that was, I think that is the epitome of what RVing is for me. Like being out there in this beautiful desert and having all of these amazing things around you and just living off your rig.
But yeah, and just living life, like getting out and exploring and
Making memories.
Yeah, and seeing the world.
I very, very specifically remember watching different travel videos and seeing people, Devon Supertramp, name drop, they filmed at one of the arches. I don't know how they got permission to do this or whatever, but they did a rope swing on one of the big arches in southern Utah, and they were swinging off this. I remember thinking, that is amazing, I would love to go there. And that was probably, I don't know, 8 years ago now, 5 or 8 years. It was a long time ago now, but I remember thinking like, oh, there are so many cool places I would love to see, and now we're doing it, and we've made all these memories in less than a year and a half. It's been literally a lifetime of travel memories that we've made.
It's crazy.
So those are some of our favorite places we've been to, but I would love to hear from you guys. What are some of the best places that you've traveled in the States or even globally? Because we're always trying to add to our bucket list, our travel bucket list, so we would love to know.
And if you want to know our setup that I worked so hard on, all of the specs, everything that we have talked about will be down below.
Yeah, I'll link a kit up so it'll have all the things broken down for you guys to check out down there. Exactly. So big thank you to Zamp and Battleborn for making this dream happen for us, you guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, remember, stay positive, get out there. Life is an adventure.
So make some memories.